Good morning, Wabash. Good morning, Sam. I'd like to welcome all of you to this year's Monon Bell Chapel, a time dedicated to celebrating the oldest rivalry west of the Alleghenies. Today, our speakers will be football captains Byshup Rhodes, Oliver Page, Lucas Bucina, Kyle McAtee, Artie Equihua, and head coach Don Morel. On Saturday, we, as one Wabash, will be competing for a prize treasured by all of those who are associated with our college. While I'd like to welcome all guests to campus today, it is now my distinct honor to welcome our most important guest to the chapel. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the Monon Bell. Without any further ado, please welcome our speakers, led by Artie Equihua and followed by each one without any further introduction.
Good morning, Wabash.
Good morning, Artie.
And good morning, Monon Bell. I would first like to take the time to thank my teammates. One, for giving me this opportunity today to speak to you. I would also like to thank them for dealing with my long-winded comments and attempts at leading the Ric Flair chant before practice. I would also like to thank my fellow captains who have proven to be great role models and have taught me many lessons about leadership. And lastly, I would like to thank Ben Dermody for letting me steal his socks for today's chapel. So, all jokes aside, I don't think it's going to take much for me to articulate how difficult this year has been for our football team. For I'm sure most of you can empathize for the pain we have felt. I will never forget the moment when Coach Morel told me about Evan. Nor will I forget the faces and the sobs of my teammates mourning the loss of their friend and their brother. You know, as someone who's played sports their entire life, I've come across many quotes regarding overcoming adversity. In fact, I often look up quotes on my own time, and I listen to motivational speeches when I need to get through rough times. However, in that moment of overwhelming sadness, there was only one quote which would prove to pull us all through. Wabash always fights. It could have been so easy for our team to fall apart, to question ourselves, to feel sorry for ourselves, but we endured. We leaned on each other in our time of need. We refused to give attention to the external factors outside of our family and our team. We used our sorrow as a way to grow together and focus on what got us through all of it in the first place, brotherhood. And you can expect us to approach this game this week the same way we've approached this entire season, by focusing on us and bonding together. One of the things which is said every day during our defensive back meetings after practice is it doesn't matter who our opponent is. Whether it be Wittenberg, Allegheny, or that school 30 miles south, to us, they are just one last obstacle in our way from completing our mission and giving Evan's parents a ring. And I would like to conclude by asking that you don't dwell on the sad parts of my speech, because it really wasn't meant to be, but rather acknowledge the successes of our team, because we've come such a long way as a school and as a football team. Plus, quite honestly, it's pretty nice having 12 guys on the field at once. Thank you.
Good morning, Wabash. Good morning, Oliver. I'd like to say thank you to my teammates for letting me present here today. It's been a great honor, not only today, but throughout the season, to represent you guys. I love you guys, and thank you. I went to the Bell game every year as a kid, and I don't remember much. I do remember that the bookstore smells the exact same as it did when I was like 12. So I thought I would share a few memories from playing in the game, since those are the most recent memories that I have. So freshman year, I don't know if you remember, Mason Zurich set a school record in rushing, and after one of his touchdowns, he spiked the football. And being the big rule follower that I am, I ran after the ball and gave it to the ref and apologized. And being a pledge in his fraternity that semester, it wasn't the last time I cleaned up after him. And then the next year, obviously, was rough, 2016, when we lost the Bell. But it made it that much sweeter the next year when we won. And Kirby Cox, my roommate for 3 years, made a big two-point conversion catch. And the rest of the school year, anytime we went public, I would have strangers go up to him and say, "Are you Kirby Cox, the Monon Bell legend?" Or I'd have him go ask for his autograph or something. And he was ready to graduate after that year. So while our focus up here and the team's focus will be on nothing but the game until the final tick on Saturday, I do want to say that this weekend is more than football. It's a celebration of Wabash. It's about celebrating our strong, caring community. It's about broadcasting our pride to the world. It's about having fun and simply being together. So let's do all that because the United Wabash can't be stopped. And the Bell wants another year in Crawfordsville. Ding, ding.
Good morning, Wabash. First off, I wanted to say that it's truly a great honor and privilege being in front of all of you today, partaking in one of Wabash's great traditions. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for the sacrifices made by my parents, as well as the impact made by my roommates from the 227 and from Delta Tau Delta, the Beast from the D-line, and the countless others of my Wabash brothers who have helped shape me into the man I am today. You know who you all are. Now, gentlemen, I couldn't be here without addressing one of the most influential men in my time here at Wabash. Coach Denham, otherwise known as King Beef to the upperclassmen of the D-line, was our biggest critic on and off the football field. He called it spade to spade and never sugarcoated anything to you. He was brutally honest with everything he said. But by listening to his constant catchphrases over and over again, it would force you to really take into consideration the meaning behind what he was saying. Toughness and effort cannot be coached or taught. But by doing your 111th out on that field, you can promise yourself to be victorious. So come Saturday, I assure you that each one of us will do our 111 so we can be more than victorious. It is so we can be conference champs, keep the Bell home, be a top 25 ranked football team, and prove to the entire nation that we are prepared and belong in the playoffs. Victory is the expectation set by the ones before us. For the seniors and juniors in the room, we remember the pain when they took what was rightfully ours out on that field. We remember a chapel without the main traction place in front of us. We remember a campus without anything to protect. So for all my teammates in the room, come game day, let us all play together like champions out on that field. Not only to cement ourselves into history, but forever be remembered for the adversity we have overcome together as a family. Legends never die, and the memories we have had from this team and the memories that we keep for those no longer with us alive in our hearts forever. See you in 2 days, school down south. Come give us your best shot, because ding, 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 the Bell is here to stay, and Wabash always fights.
Can I get a yeah, buddy? Yeah, buddy! All right. Good morning, Wabash. First, I want to thank you, the Sphinx Club. I want to thank my teammates for electing me captain and allowing me to do this for them each Thursday and tolerating my craziness. I want to say thank you to my roommates, Jaleel and Tandy, for always riding with me. They're my boys. Lastly, I want to thank the fans and everyone that came today. Each week, each Saturday, we travel well, and when we're at home, we have a packed stand, so it's always great, and that always gives us so much energy. Now, I'm not a huge rah-rah guy. I'm an English major, so I keep things concise, and I'm pretty practical with mine. So I'm gonna tell y'all what I tell my guys every Saturday. First, get some rest, watch a little extra film, start visualizing Saturday, and lastly, drink your water. Hydrate, and that doesn't stop with us. It's for the fans too. Fans, y'all need to get up a little early, eat y'all a little something, because I know come tailgate time, y'all gonna be drinking a little something. And we need that energy all 4 quarters to the last tick. Need y'all to keep that same energy. So the point of all of this, the point of all of that is to say that all we need to do is prepare. 5 P's. Proper preparation prevents poor performance. That has been the focus this entire year for this team. Prepare better each week and go 1-0. With that mentality and that focus, gives me the confidence in myself and the confidence in my squad. So Saturday, that's the easy day. Protecting the bell, putting on for Wabash, putting on for our families. We prepare for that stuff every day as Wabash men and as Wabash athletes. We meet adversity head on, and we don't shy away from contact. Now listen to me. Every game, you already strive for the dub. But put on top of that, the bell, all the fans, all the families, and our brothers that support us, and our brother Evan that's looking out for us. We have too much to play for. We owe it to ourselves, we owe it to y'all as Wabash, and we owe it to the Hansons to ball for the bell. Thank y'all. I love y'all. Ding, ding.
Called me up here as the closer. I'm not so sure that's the good thing to do. But, yeah, I'll try. Good morning, Wabash. Good morning, this year, I'd like to start off my speech by thanking a few people. I'd like to thank my family. My friends are here. I love you guys. I'd like to thank my roommates, Kevin, Nick, Brad, and Lucas. Through everything, you guys have had my back, and you guys have become lifelong friends. I'd also like to thank my coaches and teammates and captains for trusting me enough to be their captain for 2 years. It's been the most fulfilling honor I've had here at Wabash. And a special shout out to the offensive line. You guys are super tough. Geechie-san. Yeah. Will Shaw said something to me, the class of 2018 last semester. He said the days go slow and the years go fast at Wabash, and they certainly do. They certainly do. So now on to my speech. The title of my short speech is What Wabash Football Teaches You. With a title like that, you can go ahead and assume that it teaches you toughness, grit, discipline, and obviously how to be a better football player. But those aren't the most important things it teaches you. Longtime football coach at the Division I level, Bill Mallory, famously known for coaching at Northern Illinois and Indiana University, and he was a mentor to my offensive line coach, Omi Olmstead. When he retired, he was quoted saying, "It's one of the best courses taught on this campus. It's football. It's a molder of men." This quote resonates with me because I completely agree that Wabash football is one of the best courses taught on this campus. The most important things it teaches you is how to have compassion, how to communicate, how to get help, and how to love. Together as a team, as one unit, as a Wabash community. I don't think I knew that Wabash football taught me these things in my first 3 years here. We've gone through great adversity this year. We've gone through the rigors of school, the stress that life sometimes brings you, the death of family members, and the death of a teammate. And we're still here together. And we're here not because we're tough or because we have grit, because we're disciplined or because we're good at football. We're here because we leaned on each other. We communicated with each other. We helped each other, and we loved each other. And we still do love each other. The amount of support we've received as a team from the Wabash community has been a beautiful thing. The rallying cry that Wabash has, like Artie said, is Wabash always fights. But it's been more about helping each other rather than fighting. But seriously, looking at what we can accomplish together. We've beat Wittenberg. We're ranked top 20 in the country. We've had setback after setback. We're sitting at 8-1 with a chance to win the conference championship in the Bell. Yeah, those things are great. But at the same time, our mental health awareness on campus is at an all-time high. Students and professors have made a conscious effort to see how each other are doing and not just to have the passing by, hello, how are you, and keep going. And we're still continue to be on the Princeton Review as one of the top liberal arts colleges in the entire country. And we have the Bell, so I think we're doing pretty good. And we did this together. Together. Ultimately, what Wabash football has taught me is that nothing in my life can be too much or too hard because of the amount of people I have around me that love me. No game, no opponent, no player, no school assignment, no conflicts in the workplace or at home, no adversity can defeat me. Yeah. As long as I know I have everyone I love and need around me. Wabash College has gone through some things together this year, and we have for a century and a half. And we'll do the same thing this Saturday. We'll go through some things, but we'll do it together, always. Let's get a ring for Evan. Ding, ding. I love you guys. So we're going to do something a little bit special for Coach Morel here. He deserves the proper introduction. He has no idea we're doing this. Also, it was Oliver Page's idea, and I know Evan would have loved it. So we're going to do something real quick. I'm not seeing you. Don't worry. He's from the West Coast, the city of angels, sunny California. His sandy blonde hair oozes football knowledge. We think he's a billionaire, but we don't really know. He's known for his offensive play calls, fake field goals, and big, huge two-point conversions. He's your Wabash College football coach, Donald Joseph Morel.
First of all, I got to say, how about our captains? Good morning, Wabash. Good morning, many, many thanks to the Sphinx Club, the students on campus, our faculty, our administration, including the new leadership of Matt Tanney, our athletic director. Saturday, you're going to see the new uniforms, which are awesome. Evan's jersey's right there. It's phenomenal. Appreciate all that has been done for football throughout this season. Two other special thank yous. Cal Black is sitting in the back. He was at every practice this year. Jimmy Hafner was here. He was about at half of them. I am not the type of guy that goes on an emotional journey. Okay, that's not what I do. I like chili and cigars and beer. But I got to tell you something, folks. At 53, I learned a powerful lesson about people and team and love and death. If I had to describe the 2018 Wabash football team in a word, and it's one of my favorite words, you rarely get to use it, and Kyle alluded to a bunch of football words like grit and toughness and all that. But if I had to describe our team, the one word I would use would be grace. And the 2018 football team possesses an extraordinary amount of grace. It's carried us since September 10th. I'm going to steal or borrow from the Goblet of Fire. Any Harry Potter people out here? Okay. when he spoke of the death of Cedric Diggory. And this is Professor Dumbledore speaking. Today we acknowledge a hard loss. Evan Hansen was exceptionally hardworking, infinitely fair-minded, and most importantly, a fierce, fierce friend. Therefore, you have the right to know that Evan took his own life in a battle he could share with no one. The pain we all feel of this dreadful loss reminds us of how close we've become together. In light of recent events, the bonds of friendship will be more important than ever. And so that Evan Hansen did not die in vain, it's all of our duty to make sure this tragedy never strikes Wabash again. Ding, ding.